Everything you need to know about vitamin B12. In this video, we will discuss what vitamin B12 is, who is at risk of vitamin B12 deficiency, what are the best dietary sources, and very interesting, which biomarkers you should be looking out for if you go and do a blood test. Let's jump right into it. What is vitamin B12? Vitamin B12 is a vitamin that gets produced by mammals. And yes, that includes us humans as well. So why is vitamin B12 essential, meaning our body cannot produce enough of it? Well, the answer lies in your gut, because you see the vast majority of nutrients get absorbed in the small intestine. However, the gut bacteria that produces B12, and yes, B12 gets produced by bacteria, has their home in the colon. The vast majority or the remaining foods that are in the colon usually get pooped out. And that's the case for vitamin B12 as well. And thus we need to consume it through our diet or with supplements. What are the best vitamin B12 sources? We start off with animal products. The bioavailability of B12 is way higher in beef than it is in eggs and dairy products. And this is also one of the reasons why vegetarians are at risk of developing a vitamin B12 deficiency as well. What many people don't know is that vitamin B12 is actually synthesized from the mineral called cobalt. The real name for vitamin B12 is actually cobalamin. Cobalt is a mineral that is found in soil. However, the amount of cobalt found in soil is decreasing, and thus farmers are forced to use multivitamins. The other dietary source that is getting more popular among vegetarians and vegans are fortified foods. Fortified foods can be a good choice. However, we should keep one thing in mind. Not all the vitamin B12 that we eat gets consumed. And thus it's recommended to eat vitamin B12 rich foods multiple times throughout the day. And this also goes for meat products, by the way. And I don't know about you, but I don't know many vegans or vegetarians that eat multiple fortified vitamin B rich foods throughout the day. Although they can be a good choice, this brings up to an even easier option. Supplements. Vitamin B12 supplements are essential for vegetarians and vegans for the problems that we just discussed. Vitamin B12 supplements are usually also better absorbed, because remember that the stomach acid needs to break down the protein that binds vitamin B12. We don't have that type of issue when we take in vitamin B12 supplements. Taking a supplement, by the way, is not only a vegetarian or a vegan thing. People that are above 50 years of age should probably take a supplement as well, because the acid environment decreases when we age. And thus our ability to break down the protein that binds vitamin B12 in animal-based products decreases as well. What is the RDA, the recommended dietary allowance for vitamin B12? It is only 2.4 micrograms, not grams, not milligrams, micrograms. Since we don't absorb all the vitamin B12 that we take in, it's recommended to play it safe and eat roughly around 50 micrograms on a daily basis. Or if you take a supplement, 2000 micrograms per week. So what about the biomarkers that I mentioned at the beginning of the video? Before we touch that, we have to define what vitamin B12 deficiency actually can do to your body, because the symptoms are no joke. Vitamin B12 is critical for red blood cell production, brain function, and cardiovascular health. We don't want to mess with those. Vitamin B12 deficiency can include the following: weakness, numbness, fatigue, pale skin, tongue swelling, and memory loss. Regardless of what diet you are following, I encourage every one of you to do a blood test on a regular basis. And that regular basis depends on your age. When you do a blood test, doctors usually just test your serum vitamin B12 levels. Serum stands for blood. And you can have normal serum B12 levels, but still be deficient in vitamin B12. How is that possible? Well, that's possible because they test both the active and the inactive vitamin B12. The active vitamin B12 is called holotranscobalamin. Holotranscobalamin is vitamin B12 bound to a protein. That protein takes vitamin B12 to the cells and use it for all the functions that we talked about earlier. Holotranscobalamin is a much more sensitive test that you can do to assess your vitamin B12 levels. Other good biomarkers are MMA. And no, I'm not talking about the MMA fighters. Methylmalonic acid. Methylmalonic acid is a breakdown breakdown product of protein, fats, and cholesterol. If you're low in vitamin B12, MMA levels can go up. Another biomarker is homocysteine. We need vitamin B12 to transform homocysteine into methionine. Methionine is one of the essential amino acids that is super important for our body. And without vitamin B12, we cannot transform homocysteine into methionine, and thus homocysteine levels start to rise. High homocysteine levels can increase your chances of cardiovascular disease significantly. So there you have it. Everything you need to know about vitamin B12. How do you get your vitamin B12 in? Feel free to let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all during my next post.